Will, you've been named the Cheltenham Town Community Trust Player of the Year for another season, an award you're very much used to, but a very much deserved award at the same time as well.
Yeah, obviously I've got it for the last 2 years. Could probably affect it myself a little bit more the last 2 years. This year's obviously been tough for everyone, and obviously due to social distancing you couldn't get in the community. But I think we've played a good role as a club. I can't really take much credit for it. I think you've got to take a lot of the credit, Joyce, you and Maria, who work behind the scenes for online and the digital sort of community stuff that we've done. So I think it's important during this last year how much sort of responsibility we've taken on as a club to fans, and especially younger fans and things like that. And well, every fan really, it's been tough that they can't come to games, and even not just coming to games, everyday life's been much tougher for people. So the club have played a big part in the community this year.
It has been difficult, like you say, but players like yourself and a few others have taken part in doing things digitally, with messages with fans and so on, and that has been key, particularly in the way things have been the last 12 months.
Yeah, it's been massive. I think it's every little thing that we could do to help I think it made people's day. We obviously, a couple of us early on in the first lockdown, ringing fans and just asking how they was, and I think the reception from that was brilliant. They really enjoyed speaking to us, vice versa. It was good to us to actually ring up and speak to a fan over the phone that were enjoyable, to be fair. So little bits like that I think have been big for every football club around the country really, to help fans out.
Yeah, your work with ringing up the fans during the first lockdown was huge, really. What was that like for you, speaking to the fans? Because for them it must have been an incredibly nice surprise.
Yeah, it was good, really good, just to get a feeling, speaking to them as people, really getting to know like what they'd been up to, the sort of support networks who'd been around them to help. When we spoke to a couple of elderly fans who might have needed people to pick things up from the shop if they were a bit more vulnerable and stuff like that. So it was good to get a feeling as well for how important the club is to them. So then you realise the responsibility you have, really then.
Were they surprised when a favourite player of theirs rang them up suddenly?
I think I've got quite a distinctive accent if I'm ringing someone up round here, so it's quite easy for someone to tell that I'm not from round here. So yeah, they seemed happy, to be fair, and they weren't snoring anyway by the end of it, so that's good.
And another one where yourself personally and also a lot of the other players contributed and staff was, of course, the head shave, raised over £10,000 for the NHS. Again, feels a while ago now, but was another big positive step in terms of contributing to what was a very difficult situation.
Yeah, definitely. Want that positive personally. I'm still trying to grow my hair back from it now, so that's probably the end of my hair, I'd say, my hair days. But no, it was really good. I think that was Toes' idea. Toes were massive at trying to drive that, and it was brilliant, really. Every little bit of sort of positive publicity at that time was massive, and obviously we raised a decent amount of money to go towards helping the NHS at that time when they very much needed it.
And we as a football club, we're very much in the community. The stadium is right on the doorstep of Cheltenham and the surrounding area. The fans play a massive part here. We need them to support us as a club, and we need to support them as well. So it's very much a football club that has that community feel running all the way through it.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of initiative taken within the club, but also the fans have obviously the Red Army they've done the auctions, and they've raised I think it was a silly amount of money in the end, wasn't it? Getting close to 50,000. Don't want to get that wrong. But the initiative and the responsibility that people take to help, using Cheltenham Town Football Club as a little bit of a hub for that, really. So it's definitely a community-driven club, and that hopefully next year we'll be able to show that even more and get a little bit more participation within the community. So that'd be good, yeah.